go smoothly. This is our first time doing a webinar of this style, so bear with us as we kind of work out all of the quirks here. Currently, I have muted all of you. If you are participating online, you can unmute yourself. Let us know if you have any trouble with that. Otherwise, if you have a question during the presentation and you don't want to interrupt, there is a chat option down at the bottom of your screen, and I will be monitoring that throughout the training. So we can go ahead and do that, and then we'll unmute everybody and open it up for questions at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started here, and we'll probably have a few more people joining us. I'm Heidi Garvin from Grow, Nebraska. I'm our program services coordinator. I'm in charge of a lot of our training aspects. And part of my job is that I get to help facilitate trainings like these. So I'm really glad to have all of you here today. We're pretty excited. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things. We want to give a big shout out to our sponsor for today. Trainings like these, we try and keep them free and open to the public, and that would not be possible without the help of our generous sponsors. So our sponsor for our training today is Constant Contact, and Tom will actually be telling you a little bit more about them. But they are a wonderful organization. If you want to do any sort of email marketing, they also do surveys. They have you all actually registered through their event spot for this training today. So they've got a lot of great products to help you reach your customers. I'd also like to invite all of you to check out Grow Nebraska's Member Month. So May is Member Month at Grow Nebraska, and we give thanks for all of our members. We're highlighting a lot of success stories on our website and on social media. And if you're not already a Grow Nebraska member, for this month only, you can join at half price and get a membership that runs from June 1st until February 1st of 2018. So that's actually a great deal. Half price membership makes it really easy. If you have any questions, let me know. It's also on our website at grownebraska.org where you can learn more. I'd also like to invite you all to check out our new website, grownebraskanative.com. So we are working with Native Americans now to market their products, and this is a great new platform where we have tons of Native American products. We do have some upcoming trainings. Some of you may have seen that we have a training coming up with Mike Bitter from Affordable Social Media. He's going to be talking about the marketing trends in 2017 and how you can harness them. I'll also be doing a training with Lacey, who's another Grow Nebraska staff member. In July, we'll be talking about Google Maps, and we've got just tons of other great trainings coming up. They're all, you can see all of them on grownebraska.org under our trainings tab. I'd also like to put in a plug for our Marketech conference. Every year we have the premier conference on marketing and technology in Nebraska, and our presenter today, Tom, actually was at Marketech. So if you enjoy this training and you want to see more speakers like Tom, we do invite you to check out Marketech. Let's see. If you have any other business questions or suggestions for training topics, email us, let us know. We're always open to suggestions, and we invite you to follow us on social media. So that's all of my housekeeping stuff. If anybody has any questions, again, you are all on mute right now, so I do apologize. You can unmute yourself if you need to. Otherwise, there is that chat at the bottom of the screen. Let us know if you need anything else. Otherwise, Tom, I will let you take it away.
All right. Well, can you hear me, first of all?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. And thank you for inviting me to present to your amazing organization. You have so much more going on than I would have even known about. So, you know, I love that you're supporting Nebraska. I've spent a whole lot of years looking and helping customers with Facebook. So, you know, I teach Facebook classes face to face, and I also do webinars. I did another one yesterday. So welcome to Facebook Business Basics. Um, and as Heidi said, I am sponsored by Constant Contact. I'm an ALE authorized local expert for Constant Contact. So I also promote their email products, which is email surveys, polls, event registrations. And they're doing a phone jam for these next 2 days. So there's this amazing offer out there. If you're not doing email marketing and it's something you're interested in, they're doing a $5 offer for the first 3 months. So it really doesn't get any better than that. I've been owner of Luke Direct Marketing here in Omaha since 2005. A little bit of history. I'm sure everybody's familiar with GoDaddy. I was director of direct mail operations for GoDaddy in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, prior to moving here for 10 years. So before the whole internet hit, everything was direct mail. So I was a direct mail expert. I sold envelopes for Berkeley Envelope, which is located in Wahoo. When I first moved here, I worked for a company called Affinitas, which is a marketing agency. And as I alluded to earlier, as we were all signing on, I barrel race and teach barrel racing to people and train barrel horses for a hobby. So that's what I do when I'm not digital marketing. So here's what you're going to learn today, how to quickly generate qualified leads and convert them into customers online and through Facebook. Why businesses should use the Facebook platform first. What makes that platform the one that you would want to really conquer first. Why you should start with a likes campaign. How, what, and when to post on your newsfeed, on your business page. And other amazing tools that we'll talk about that really help to automate this process. And also, if you hang in there with me, and I already have all of your signups, so I'll be sending you out some amazing offers. And I offer 3 free cheat sheets that help you gather information and learn to use these tools better. And then I also provide a PDF of this whole presentation that I'll be going through here today. So again, why does Facebook dominate? Well, it's 10 times larger than the closest platform to it. There's 1.86 billion active monthly users now. So we're pushing, almost that 2 billion mark now. So there's never been anything like this. 1.74 billion active mobile users. Mobile, as you know, has overtaken desktop. So more people engage on mobile devices now than actually sitting on a computer like I am right now. 1.23 billion active daily users. So that's how many people actually get on this platform every day. And I should say, just like Heidi did, I like my presentations to be interactive. So she'll be, interrupting with questions. And so, please take time to write those. Or I know she said you can unmute yourself and ask a question. So please, do that as we go through it. I want to answer as many questions as possible. And then again, we'll have some at the end too. So there are 60 million active small business pages. So I would think a lot of you on right now have a small business page. And then 29% of the users are still 25 to 34, and that's held out for a long time now. Average time spent online per visit is 20 minutes. It's just hard to imagine if we could only keep them on our websites that long, to convert business. But it's hard to imagine that when people log on to Facebook that the average user's there for 20 minutes. It's just incredible. So there's a lot of positive things, but there's also struggles that as small business owners that we face. And, a lot of times people get on the platform as a business and they don't, really get a return on investment for their efforts. So that makes them somewhat reluctant to invest money in the platform. it is hard to learn how to advertise effectively and keep up with changes. And, it's something that I focus exclusively on mostly now in my business. And I have other people that do other things that they focus on. But somebody had to own it. And that is me here. So it's my responsibility to keep up with all these changes and in the technology of the platform. They made changes for reach for businesses where the organic reach, so when you make a post on your timeline, it really only reaches now about 2 to 6% of the people that are actually following your page. And that hardly seems fair when you've taken the time, and effort to get followers, that when you do a post, it only reaches that many. But the good reason for that is the way that Facebook is built is for each individual, as an individual, to have the best experience for them. So they evaluate when you do a post based on somebody's previous actions on the platform, whether they really think that that post is going to be relevant or something that that person would want to see. And they'll only show it to the people that they deem that way. So that's the whole reason. And plus, there's a whole money aspect where they really want businesses to, pay for advertising and generating business from the platform. The number one reason people fail at Facebook is wrong expectations. And I run into this a lot where, a business will do a Facebook ad, whether it's a clicks to website ad or maybe any kind of an ad, maybe it's conversions, website conversions, lead ad, and they try something and it doesn't work and they feel like they wasted their money. Well, that's really not how, any kind of marketing, not just on Facebook, works. But usually you start with a control, what I call a control package. If that doesn't work, you change the image and try it again, or you change the copy and try it again, or maybe you charge or you change your target market, or maybe you add in some custom audiences. So, look at advertising as a journey where, the advantage on Facebook is for a very low amount of money, you can quickly do A/B split test until you find that right combination, spending $5 a day. And then when you find something that works for you, then you spend the money on it. So, the benefits, as I said, best target marketing ever. It's not just that you can target through demographic information, and you can also target through interest. You can exclude interest, and they have custom audiences, which I'll talk a little bit about, that takes it to an even better level. You have complete creative control. So whether you want to show both in ads or posting an image or a slider or a video, you can decide on what you're doing that way. So it gives you a whole lot of leeway from a creative perspective. I mentioned A/B split testing capabilities. You can very quickly, within a week, know if something's working and make changes on the campaign to improve it. You can improve through video reach and views. I have an example later that'll explain a little more about that. Uh, you can reach mobile only or maybe Instagram only through Facebook. So you have the ability to target which platforms your ad would be seen on as well. So there's a lot of flexibility, and because Facebook now owns Instagram, they allow your ads to be seen on Instagram as well. So it's pretty cool. So, images were the thing, and now we're moving on to video. But when you do use an image, generally the less professional it looks or less stock it looks, the better. So you want to show images of people with emotions, happy smiles, or even sad is an emotion that works well. Um, so Stock photography, there is some good stock photography that can work, but if it looks stock and it doesn't evoke some kind of emotion, I would pass on it. And you can enhance images by overlaying copy, but you don't ever want to put more than 20% of the area of the image covered in copy. Otherwise, their algorithm won't show it as much. They used to not show it at all, and they changed that rule to where if you have copy on your image, they'll show it, but as long as it doesn't cover more than 20% of the area of the image. So take them with your smartphone, take short videos with your smartphone. Uh, those work best. Remember, people are on Facebook to share, with their friends and family. So the more you make it look like stuff you would share with friends and family, the better. That people will engage with that more. So I do offer a timeline posting strategy for businesses, and I always mention this because just like any other part of a business, there needs to be a strategy or a plan that you do ahead. I do lots of posts for businesses, so we're actually doing all the posts for June now, and we present those posts to businesses to approve for any changes, way before the month actually gets here. So by the third week of May, I've submitted all the June posts to the businesses that we help with that for their approval or any changes that they might need. So we look 30 days ahead, and we know when we're going to sell, when we're going to educate, and when we're going to have fun, and balance that out in a strategy. So look at a 30-day plan that really is following your business strategy. So Facebook should work just like any other part of your marketing strategy. Less copy is more. The stats that came out last year said if you can get your message across in 50 characters, that is the most clicked on post length of message in words on Facebook. So less is more copy. However, when I have writers writing copy, I just say, if you need more, take more to get a complete thought across. So don't be afraid of using more. I've seen sometimes paragraphs work very well too. But just keep in mind, in general, the most clicked on posts have fewer words. Asking questions is one of the most engaged and shared type of post. So creating posts that ask questions, just like with the images, inspiring visually, whether it's an image or a slider or a carousel or a canvas or a video, no matter what type of imagery you're using, you want it to be visually inspiring. And generally, I always say, evoke some type of emotion. If it does that, generally it's going to connect to people. Using video, video's everything now. So I'm trying to get all of my clients to, do at least, slider type videos in the beginning. If you can afford to do better video, do it. Otherwise, just using video gets you much better engagement. Um,
Tom, I'm going to interrupt you just 1 second. We do have a question that has been posted in the group chat.
okay.
What happens when you ask questions on your posts and you don't get engagement? What should you do differently?
Well, two things to that. Usually if you ask a question and you don't get any engagement, it might mean that you're not engaged in the first place. So maybe you haven't evolved where you get people are engaging in general, no matter what type of post it is. So that's my first impulse. And if you don't get engagement, you could potentially boost that post to get more reach out of it. And maybe, you know, we'll talk about boosting, but there's three different ways to boost a post. So you can get more reach by paying to have that post shown to more people. And I hopefully that answers that well. So Facebook Live, doing live broadcast. I don't know how many people have done live broadcasts, but I can tell you it's definitely the thing to do if you want to engage. Live broadcast when you go live on your Facebook business page, it sends out a notification to all of your followers that you're live. So they can then click on that uh, notification and start to follow you live. And it just really increases your engagement. So, and you can do live broadcasts with tips. You can do live broadcasts at major events. I've helped lots of businesses at trade shows do live events or live broadcasts. And it's one of the cheat sheets that I send to you in my follow-up is how to do a live broadcast because it's really hot right now. And I would suggest doing those if you have time. Um, Posting time is important in your Facebook posting strategy. You know, look at your insights to find when most of your followers are on and test, doing them. I usually post, I can tell you for most of the businesses that I do post for at 2 in the afternoon during the week, and then earlier on the weekends, like around noon is generally what I'm doing. There's been a lot of talk and around posting off hour areas like at midnight when more people aren't on so that your posts get seen, so they stand out of the clutter at those times. So trying stuff like that can be beneficial. And then finally, having a call to action. Don't be afraid to ask for somebody to take action, whether it be learn more or buy now or whatever the action is that you want them to take, or answer a question. So asking is a good thing. So how to engage? Be brief. I mentioned 50 characters or less. Using clever copy that connects to the image. Uh, I have one of my best writers is 66 years old, and it just falls out of this guy's mouth. He is so smart and clever about everything he does. So I'm blessed. He just has a way of connecting to the image and to that target market. So that's what you're trying to do. However, if you're not consistently posting, I would make that my first goal. Just post consistently. Then step 2, then up the quality and cleverness of, look to improve the quality and how it engages with your target market. So of course, make it interesting to your target market. Image or video, emotionally, that somehow connects. And then, as I talked about a little bit earlier, boosting is a great way to increase your engagement consistently. So, a lot of the businesses that I post for, I upfront, have them allow me, $50 to $100 leeway every month to use to boost post as needed. So what about hashtags on Facebook? They can be useful in specific cases like an event or a promotion with the proper support of other media, around it, email, Twitter, whatever media you're using, but not when it comes to regular content. So what does that mean? Facebook has a search box at the top, and whether I search for Facebook or hashtag Facebook, it searches the same way. So you really don't have to use a hashtag on Facebook. That's not necessarily true for the other platforms. Instagram, that's exactly how everything is searched. And the same on Twitter, hashtags are very viable and searchable. But on Facebook, whether you have that pound sign or not, the same words and information searches the same way. So now we just did Omaha Gives here, and that was a huge community event. So that would have been the time to use, hashtag Omaha Gives, because you wanted to be found for anybody who was searching on that Omaha Gives to see who to donate their money to, what charity they want to support. So that would be an exception. So, or if you're doing a major event that you're promoting, like I said, in this sentence here, on other media, you'll want to follow that. So major events, use hashtags. Otherwise, you don't really have to have them here. Video campaigns or video views. Is anybody in Grand Island and aware of Tasteful Indulgence? She came to one of my classes and already had this video done and hadn't really done a lot with it. So it was an amazing video where she steps out of this car and you see her tennis shoe, you know, first, and then she gets out and is carrying this cake and almost drops it. So she does a great job on this video. But she was amazed that, you know, from just one thing that she learned in just one class, we did a video views ad for her, and she ended up with over 36,000 Facebook hits on this video. So, you know, video views can really brand you well, and I think she got those at a penny a hit. So those 36,000 views in her area really cost her $360. So it was a pretty amazing, she was pretty shocked by that. By 2019, 80% of ads will be video. And pretty much when I'm doing ads for any of my clients now, I recommend that we start with video right off the bat. It just engages that much better. We talked about Facebook Live and how wonderful that is in engaging and how it sends notifications out. So I won't talk a lot more about that, but I would just say there is some scariness around getting over the fear and being in front of the camera per se. We're not all movie stars and used to that, but I can tell you after you do it a few times, it gets easier and easier. And it really, what really sells on Facebook, just like with the images, is authenticity. So you don't want to try to be a movie star. You want to try to be yourself. Just be authentically who you are. Just like me talking about what I've learned over a lot of years about Facebook and how we focus on that. I already have all the knowledge. All I have to do is be me and talk about it in the way that I would talk about it. That's what sells on Facebook Live. So don't be afraid to be you and get in front of the camera and just uniquely own it, as you. And, I say that all the time, and that sounds easy, but just force yourself to do that and you'll be surprised at the response. Facebook has this wonderful ads guide. I don't know, hopefully you guys, some of you have used it, but especially in the beginning when I first started doing ads, this was, my source, because Facebook ads guide on that left column there lists all the different types of ads that you can do. And this is an older version, by the way. And then if you click on a particular type, it tells you what you need to prepare ahead of time. So when you're ready to place that ad, you can just step through it. So I actually just create a file, put all the copy in there. If I'm doing a video or the images, everything I need to execute this ad. I have a Word doc with the target market and the interest. And if I'm using custom audiences, everything that I need to set up an ad, I have already planned out. And this Facebook ads guide will help you remember all the things you need to prepare prior to setting up and going through the sequence of setting up your ad on Facebook. When you get this PDF, this link at the bottom is the link to it. But honestly, if you just go to Google and search for Facebook ads guide, it comes up right away after the sponsored. So, but I highly recommend, if you haven't looked at it, check it out. There's a lot of excellent information. I mentioned to start with the likes campaign, and most of the business, I shouldn't say most, a lot of the businesses that come to me really haven't arrived yet on Facebook. They simply haven't gotten enough followers so that when they do their timeline posting, uh, they just don't have enough to really engage with anybody yet within their target market. So often I get followers by starting with the likes campaign. And so basically we just put together a video, with a sentence above it of 90 characters or less that, would entice people to want to like your page, and then we target their specific market and get more followers. I am working with a cheese company called Schulzberg Creamery, and they're in Schulzberg, Wisconsin, and they have amazing cheese. Um, and when I started working with them, they had 800 followers, and in the next year, at $5 a day, we took them from 800 to they're almost at 9,000 followers. And now we're doing ads to drive traffic to their online cheese store to sell their cheese. So if you're close to Omaha, they are in Omaha, in the Hy-Vees and in some of those, but they also have an online store. But so you can really make a difference just by targeting more followers and engaging better through a strategy. So lead ads. So lead ad is one of the types of ads on Facebook, and most people want to do lead ads because it helps them to generate emails. And once you have somebody's email, then you can put them in your constant contact account and follow up with them consistently until they're ready to convert into a customer. So, that's kind of how the process works. And it's really simple to use, and you can use carousel video, images, whatever you want, but usually you offer something of value, in ebook, a report, something that your target market would be interested in. For Schulzberg, I just ran how to prepare the perfect cheese platter, and as a downloadable to get emails for them. So depending on your business and your target market, you just design a piece of information that's valuable to them or that they would find valuable, and offer that free as a download or to learn more or for more info. And the form, when you fill out the lead ad, it creates a form, and it automatically fills in the email and basically their name, and all they have to do is hit a button. So that's how you capture emails. So it's fairly slick, and the emails can also be set up to go directly into your constant contact account. So you really, just create a list, and you can then have an autoresponder set up. So once that email hits your list in constant contact, it sends out a message to them right away, thanking them, for downloading, and then you work to convert that business. So I do lots of lead ads for businesses to generate emails. This is a page that just shows when you start to do the page and audience, who are you targeting your ad to? This is what it looks like when you step through it. So are you going to use a custom audience? And I'll talk about those a little bit. And then here you can target United States, or maybe you're targeting Nebraska only, or maybe you're targeting Grand Island or Columbus only, or maybe just a specific zip code. You can target any kind of geographic area. Age, is your target market 30 to 54? You can get very specific there. Is it just women? Is it men and women, or both? Do they speak a specific language? Or just usually most of the ads that I do are English US, although I have done some Spanish targeting in Omaha for a few businesses here. And as you go through this, it starts to fill this out, and then will give you your estimated daily reach. So you have to be careful you don't get it down to where nobody's left. You can target so well here that pretty soon your niche market ends up being 10 people or something. So you want to watch as you're going through this so that it doesn't get so low that you have nobody left to buy your product or service. And then of course you have the interest fields here. And you can not only add interest, but you can exclude people or narrow them as well. So and this can just be just about anything. So that is really, combined with custom audiences, why this platform stands out. There is no other place right now available to target at this level. So again, I just, I want to emphasize how much that makes this platform stand out. And then you just balance it with the other elements of the ad. So custom audiences, why are they so wonderful? Well, I did, I mentioned I worked for Parsons Technology, and we used to do 60 million pieces of mail a year. And we would build models, and they would use census information, and there'd be 10 deciles of models, and we would mail like the top 3 that matched our target market. And we would pay $15,000 to build a marketing model in those days. Well, Facebook does that for free. It's just, it blew me away when they came up with this. I just couldn't believe that they were giving us that much, ahead, to be ahead of the game. But they do, one of the types of custom audiences is a lookalike audience. So what is a lookalike audience? If you have 500 followers on your business page, Facebook will look at those 500 followers, and their algorithms will determine what elements they all have in common, and then they will create an audience of the people that look just like them. So then you can target your ad to them along with that other demographic information that I showed you, in that past slide. So it's a huge advantage to not only just save you money, targeting pre-qualified people, so you're not wasting your impressions with your ad on people who aren't interested. It just really zeroes you in on the people that are going to be more interested in what you have to offer. So it's just amazing. And then another type of custom audience is a Facebook retargeting pixel. Depending on who you're talking to in marketing, some people say retargeting, some people say remarketing. And this isn't just offered on Facebook, it's offered on Google, on the internet as a whole. But so what is a retargeting pixel? Well, Facebook will generate a piece of code that you put on your website, and then when people go to your website to shop or to look at your services, they put a little, pixel code on that IP address for that person that's on your website. And then when they go back to Facebook and they're on there for 20 minutes, they're going to create an audience of those people. So then you can target your ad to the people that had visited your website. Well, again, if they've been on your website, you know that they have some kind of interest in your products or services, or they wouldn't be there. So it's really important, again, for saving money and pre-qualifying people. Another type of custom audience, and I don't have it in here in the slide, is people who have engaged with your business page, your Facebook business page. So if somebody has liked one of your posts on your timeline or shared it or commented, Facebook will create an audience of those people, and it goes back 365 days or as long as you want it to, depending on how much traffic you get. And then again, it'll create an audience of those people, and you can target an ad to it. I just created one of those for that Schulzberg company, and where we targeted their top 10 bestsellers in a video to the people that had been engaging with their page. And we increased their sales $10,000 in the last month just by targeting in on those people. So you can really make a difference through retargeting. There are other types of custom audiences, video views. If like for that video that I had earlier, you can make audiences of people who have viewed your videos for 3 seconds or 25%, 50%, 75%, 95, or 100%. So you can, if you do a video views ad where you're branding, you can target and make an audience of the people that viewed your video. Again, if they watch it long enough, they're probably going to be interested. So I can't say enough good about custom audiences and how much those really enhance the target marketing on Facebook. And I love experimenting with those and improving campaigns. I did mention, and Heidi also mentioned Constant Contact, and how wonderful it is. They just did their whole platform. It's now drag and drop. It's easier to use than ever and has more amazing bells and whistles than before. But the simplicity of it is better than ever. With mobile, it's more important than ever that you minimize what you do in your emails. I kind of have retired the word newsletter because newsletters really don't exist in my world anymore, where the most clicked on email right now is an email that maybe has 2 images and 20 lines of text, no more. The reason for that is mobile, because when your email is seen on mobile, which more than half of people are looking at them on a mobile device now, it restructures that email. And if you have too much content in your email, it's just not going to be seen anymore. People don't, spend 2 hours on an email. So it's really important that you use mobile or responsive emails as well. They offer social campaigns that help you with your Facebook and other social. Event marketing, every time I do an event, I create an event on Facebook, and that allows me a registration link similar to the Zoom link that Heidi sent everybody on this. So it gives you a place when you're doing, say, a class or something like that, not a live event like this one. And then offers online surveys. So surveying your customers or prospects can really allow you to make business changes that can be significant in improving how you're connecting with people and offering what they really want from you. So all of those things on Constant Contact. And I mentioned I have an amazing offer right now that they're letting us use as ALEs. So if anybody isn't using Constant Contact and wants more information or would like to sign up, I have an amazing offer of $5 for the first 3 months. And then after that, it depends on how many emails you have, but generally it starts at $20 a month. So very, very affordable. So what do you want to do now? Remember, nothing I've shared with you today is theory. I've used every single one of these strategies to generate leads, not only for my own company, but for many of my customers as well. I'm really not extra special and don't have access to any exclusive resources and tools that wouldn't be available to you. I just have a system, and I've spent a lot of time learning it, to learn how to do this. And if I can do it, anybody online can do it as well. It just takes a little bit of education. So here's my offers today. You can rent my brain. I offer it for 30 minutes at $49.95. And if you'd like to, maybe do a strategy session about what you should do, or what direction, how to prioritize, whatever it is, I offer that special, for that type of session. Send me an email after today and we can set something up. I mentioned the free Facebook cheat sheets. The customer avatar allows you to figure out who your target market is, add copy that converts. Copy can be really important in how you connect. So learning, how to do that well is important. I mentioned Facebook Live broadcast. That's really the ticket right now, being live. I know it's scary, but everybody should be, doing that when it's appropriate for their business. And then finally, the, buy now offer, the $5 for the, first 3 months of Constant Contact is an offer that I just don't think that it can get any better than that. I've never seen them do any better than that. So if now would be the time, if you aren't using Constant Contact, or if you, aren't emailing. So that kind of wraps it up. I'd love to make each and every one of you a success story. And I guess, Heidi, were there any final questions, or do we want to open it up now?
We've got a couple of questions that were submitted that I was hoping you could address, and then we'll go ahead and unmute everybody and just kind of open it up.
Okay.
Carol asked, do you need to ask a group for permission to use their membership email list?
A group.
So the example she gave was like Grow Nebraska. We have our members and like their email addresses and phone numbers listed on our website.
Got it. You know, like I would ask Grow Nebraska, I'm in a business referral group that I'm in every Wednesday morning. I think it's just a given that we all send to each other's emails, and that's why we're part of the group. So I think, yes, you can use most of them. It just depends on if it's exclusive membership, you know, how private it is, that type of thing. If there's any question that way, I would just ask, you know, to make sure it's okay. You know, one trick that I tell people from an email perspective is if you're on LinkedIn and you're needing to build an email list to get started, you can download all of your LinkedIn connection emails. And a lot of times, and because they've approved you connecting with them, it's okay to email them. So, you know, that's just a little tip or a good place that you can start with an email list.
Awesome. And then Diane asked, what about targeting tourists to Nebraska to attract them to a particular business or event? Which of these tools works best for that since they come from all across the country?
Tours coming to Nebraska. Well, it's funny you brought that one up because I'm actually working with Allied Tours and just created a video for them and for their tours. So, and although we're only targeting Nebraska and parts of Iowa, you can target the whole country, you know, to show the video basically, you know, shows different images. In their case, I used their top 3 tours that are the most popular. So you would want to show your top things that people would want to see in Nebraska and highlight those in a video to attract attention. And then, you know, target people who, you know, are interested in tours or travel or, you know, and then, you know, demographic information is important here. Like with Allied, there's a lot of seniors that take their tours. So, you know, we would target the appropriate age group for them as well. So, you know, that would be, I would definitely use a video, I guess, you know, because tour is a very visual thing and, you know, showing those amazing sites and the people enjoying them. So, you know, that's definitely what I did with Allied is I showed the people on their tours really having a good time, eating wonderful meals, that type of thing, just showed them in action. And that's what's going to sell and attract people.
And then John asked, can you talk about the nuances of having a business Facebook page and then location pages?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a little confused by that question. I read it. It was one of the ones ahead of time. So if I'm understanding this correctly, you have a separate business page for each location. But the first one did very well and it like doubled in its growth and the others did not. So I'd actually have to look at those to see what was different or how that changed. And maybe potentially one location is just that much more popular or liked than the other. So I'm not sure that I have a good answer for that without really looking at all those pages and talking, you know, to you about that.
So that might be a later follow-up.
Yeah, follow up with me on that and let's just talk because I'd need a little bit more information to figure that out.
And I will be emailing all of you Tom's contact information. It is on the screen currently, but we'll be sending an email out as well about that. Then let's see. Darlene is in an optometrist office,
Okay.
And they're planning a kindergarten exam / face painting day with donation going to the local Festival of Hope organization.
Mm-hmm.
And they were wondering if they need to be concerned about doing a live video because of children and HIPAA concerns and things like that.
Possibly. You know, what I've said to people in the past is if the people coming to the events, if they could have them sign off on that they'll be doing live broadcasting to make sure they're okay with that. If you're concerned about it, then I would have them, you know, sign off on a form first. I've had people do that. I just had a bank that had a big thing, and, you know, I told them they should live broadcast it, and they were concerned, you know, because finance is very regulated as well. Um, so if you have any HIPAA concerns or things like that, I would get them to sign off that it's okay to show them having fun. Most people won't care.
Perfect. And then Carla would like to know if there's a specific way to target alumni to like your page and to eventually receive their email address.
Well, you could target a location, I suppose, alumni. I don't know that you can target age. I don't know that you could get to a specific school. So I know people create groups of those, but I'm not sure that Facebook has enough information that you could target that. So you could target alumni probably as an interest, but that's not going to guarantee that they're going to find all the people that you're looking for. So I don't know that that would work.
Got it. All right. So I am going to actually unmute everybody and we'll open it up for any questions that haven't been submitted. Does anyone have any questions for Tom?
I have a question. This is John. I submitted this question before, but the business page I've got is linked to my personal page.
Uh-huh.
Is there a way that you can just have a business Facebook page separate from your Facebook or your personal page? And if you can you separate those right now, yet retain the followers that I've already got?
Mhm. Unfortunately, John, no, there isn't. All business pages have to be owned by somebody's personal page. Now, what I would tell you is they don't, like the people on your personal side don't necessarily see your business information unless they're following your page. And the only, like when you do a post on your business page, it'll show on your personal page only, but not on the other people, to the other people. So I know a lot of people are afraid of that, but they really don't talk. So if your concern is fear that your business page would affect your personal page, that won't happen.
Well, that's not my concern, to be honest with you. I don't even use my page hardly.
Okay.
My concern is if I bring an investor in, and then perhaps we incorporate the business, or I assign specific employees to do all of the social media, and then they've always got access to personal page. That I guess that was my major.
If you go to settings in page roles and you make somebody a partner, an admin, or somebody in your business, an editor perhaps, they still don't have access to your personal page.
I see. Okay.
Only you have the login. It's a separate login to your personal information, even though your business page is connected to your personal page because it has to connect to somebody. You can give people roles on your business page, but they never have access to your personal information.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other
Any,
questions? Well, Tom, I want to thank you for all of your wonderful information.
well, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed it.
Really glad to have you here, and thank you everyone for joining on the call. We'll do one more last call. Any last minute questions before we sign off?
I have one last question.
Okay, shoot away.
Okay, I just was wondering, it looks like you're recording this. Will we be able to get a recording of this to share with business owners?
Yes, so I will be emailing out the recording to everybody following this training.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you all again for joining us. Again, I do want to invite you, if you enjoyed this training, please check out grownebraska.org and our trainings tab. We do have lots of trainings coming up. And we also have our calendar of events on our main page, grownebraska.org, that has lots of trainings from our business partners, including some from the SBA on how to get buyers for your products, some from the Nebraska Enterprise Fund about managing your money, some from REAP. It's a great way to keep up to date with all the trainings that are going on in the area. So thank you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Not in front of, I sent you a picture of the little clay sketch I did. Okay, I'm not actually in front of it. I didn't send it. Oh, you know what, Mike? I tried it yesterday. But I put